Thank you very much. Very good morning to all of you. Um, we heard a lot about innovation since the morning. Uh, Increasingly, what is happening is the technology strategy and the business strategy are becoming one. And if you look at globally, you now have a car company that sends over the air software updates for their driving mechanism in the car, Tesla. You now have an entertainment company that is digitally streaming content that all of us love to watch at scale across geographies, right? Netflix. We have a company now that's a pizza company that became so popular because they are able to give the advantage of us to track our orders in real time. And their success is more because of that interface and experience that they provide to us rather than the taste of their pizza. That's Domino's. So what is the pattern here? The pattern here is that software is eating the world. That software is increasingly becoming a competitive differentiator in the businesses and changing and revolutionizing the business model. But one of the patterns that is emerging in the recent times is companies are increasingly using platforms to build products at scale. So let's start with a little bit of a definition of what platforms are and what products are. Products are very easy to understand because products are technology-enabled offerings that create value for an organization or for the customers. And platforms provide and maintain services that products consume. So basically, platforms accelerate the delivery of products in these organizations. So why is platforms important? Let's take another example. You and I know that for past few decades, right, we have heard this term called digital transformation. But in reality, companies have digitized, but not really transformed. And what I mean by that is, everybody has looked at the silos in an enterprise, whether it's an HR department, marketing department, IT department, finance department, procurement department, and they've gone through the exercise of digitizing it. They've gone through the exercise of introducing software and tech stack into that part of their organization. But what they have not been able to do very well is connect them onto a single platform so an end-to-end business transformation can happen. And some of those leading companies have been able to do that we just talked about. And if you look at a simple example of a user, right, that you and I both experience, simple thing is when you buy a service or when you buy a product and you're looking for a refund of the service of the product, you call a customer service agent, and that person needs to know who you are. That person needs to know what your order was that you are looking to refund for. That person needs to know, has the thing that you have returned reached their warehouse or not? That person needs to know what is their policy around refund for the order that you bought. That person needs to know, is the finance ready to process the refund or not? What was the previous mode of transaction, and so on and so forth. And in this simple example or a simple ask by the customer, we have touched so many different parts of the organization. If all of them remain silos, the customer experience of getting a response back to a simple question of when will my refund be processed takes time, and it impacts customer satisfaction. These are the things that platforms help solve, being that connected tissue in the organization for all things software and technology. There are multiple aspects that we can look at a platform perspective. Each one of you probably has some kind of a platform that you have experience with, is working today, or consuming today. And if I ask 10 people in a room, what do you mean by platform, there is potential that we will get multiple definition. So I want to list down 3 or 4 elements of it, right? In this world of AI, data is important. How do you get all the data that is meaningful for a business to provide a digital experience to a consumer is important. AI, obviously, nowadays, AI is important. Are you only going to do AI in marketing, or AI for customer support, or AI for internal HR, or internal finance department? Or are you going to do AI as a business transformation mechanism? And then it's all about automation. And then at the end, all of that needs to lead to a delightful experience for your end customer. But underlining all this is operations. How do you run operations at scale when it comes to software and technology? So to demystify all this, instead of me doing this by myself, what we thought is we would have a panel discussion with some of the great leaders who have a lot of experience and insight on the platform, and talk through what does platform engineering mean through the lens of AI. So let me welcome on stage Dr. Anand Veeramani, Saigeetha Gampala, and Srinivas Rapaka. Anand, cool. We may need more mics. Cool. All right, welcome leaders on the stage. So I want to start first with a very simple question to all of you, and you can decide who wants to go first. Like, what does platform engineering mean to you?
Yeah, I can.
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear Anand at the back?
Yeah. No.
Not yet.
Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, platform engineering is something that has really transformed the way we deliver. It has brought in agility in the way we deliver. I have been in the industry and I've been in multiple customer places and worked on multiple projects. The way we used to deliver some of the projects, especially as a developer, when you're a developer and you want a development environment to be set up and then have the data, mock data to be part of it. And it sometimes in larger organizations, it used to take 6 to 8 weeks, or sometimes even more, right? But the platform engineering, the way the platforms has been created nowadays, it has significantly accelerated it is just a click of the button for the developers to develop, and it accelerates the product go to market because of this agility. And with AI coming in and integrating with the platform, it is also giving some predictability. Because we know the patterns, what is required for each and every work that will be delivered. So there is a predictability angle comes into the picture with AI integrating into the platform. And then there is also consistency in the way the things are getting delivered. There is also a consistency. Earlier, because of the way they design each and every cycle will be totally different. Now it's all packaged properly in the platform, so there is also consistency in the way things are getting delivered, right? So I think it is really, really transformed. I think it is going to even more transform with different types of data that is coming in. It's not just about a particular pattern of data. It is also a lot of OT devices-based data that is coming in. And with the newer platform, it is enriching the data and make things a little bit more easier to consume. Earlier, this data program itself is a separate program. I think with the platforms coming in, I think it is making things a bit easier to go to market. Yeah.
So what I heard, Anand, was you talked about it's helping speed, agility, consistency, predictability, and helping collect the data so that you can drive better outcomes, right? Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Saigeetha, you want to go first? Thanks.
Hope you're able to hear me. Okay, great. So, good morning, everybody. It's a privilege to speak with you today about a topic that's at the heart of the innovation in the enterprise technology. And platform engineering means, like Sumit has set the stage about digital transformation, right? So as organizations embrace the digital transformation, so I come from SAP, so SAP stands at the forefront leveraging AI to bring a lot of business process intelligence into the business process and improve the business process by infusing AI into business applications. So this is all to revolutionize how platforms are built, operated, and scaled. So platform engineering in brief means to me the backbone for building, scaling, and also ensuring secured enterprise solutions. Thank you.
Cool. So scaling and secured enterprise solutions. Right, cool. Srinivas.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone. I come from a platform team of high radius. I'll probably start with a few examples so that we can easily correlate. Okay. I'll start with an analogy. So platform teams are somebody who test the untested waters, who start with the untested water and pave a way for the products to build and manage their velocity. Okay. So if I give an example, today's world, we cannot live without deploying our applications in cloud. Okay. So if you have 10 different products in a company and everybody trying to figure out a way on how to deploy on a Kubernetes cluster or how to manage your scaling or how to manage your data, so it becomes too much of cognitive load on all the developers in the company. Imagine one platform team doing all the encapsulation or creating abstraction for the products so that the products can really focus on the business. They can really focus on delivering business value to customers than worrying on the technical complexities or intricacies of the underlying things. Okay, I look at platform as an enabler for faster delivery, improving security. Okay.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So basically what you're saying, Srinivas, is platform teams are typically the tip of the spear when it comes to innovation and solving for those technical issues so that products team can just focus on business logic, right? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Thank you for that. Well, Srinivas, I want to go back to you, right? You have a lot of experience on data. And data has exponentially grown in almost every organization. What do you think are the techniques and best practices for data management, especially in these times of AI?
Okay. So as we all know, data is now going to be the backbone of an enterprise. If you look at a Netflix example, what Sumit just quoted, so Netflix data platform is one of the best in the industry, and that's what ensures the customers are glued to Netflix. The recommendation system or how your UI is gathered, okay? So how do you manage data in an enterprise? There are multiple pieces. I'll just touch upon 3 or 4 things which are really important. The first thing is going to be a scalable data platform. As you have seen the diagram that Sumit showed, there are multiple teams in a company with silos, okay? You need to break that and have a consistent data platform where everybody's data, the HR data or the sales data or the back office data, everything is visible in one central data lake, okay? That I would say establishing a data lake is first thing. And second thing is about building your data pipelines or having the data integration between different systems and getting data at one place, okay? So this forms the fundamental block of data in a platform or in any enterprise. Okay. The second thing is going to be ensuring data quality. I mean, for any AI model to be built or to be deployed, you need to have a clean data which is used for training. Okay. So normalizing your data, defining your data definitions correctly so that the entire organization knows what it is. I mean, you have to maintain a data catalog with a metadata which can tell what does an object mean, what is a invoice mean. Okay. So that's the second part. And the third thing I would touch upon is ensuring the data governance and data democratization in the organization. Okay. So everybody should have access with, of course, some controls so that people can look at same copy of data and get the same value. Okay. Then comes the security aspect where how do you adjust to the local rules as well as global rules like compliance of GDPR or CCPA? How do you build that? Okay. So these are four fundamental blocks which you need to look at when you're building your data platforms or as when you're managing data. Okay. So in the context of AI, at the end of it, we are going to use some AI model and give a result back to a user. Okay. So how do we bring transparency to the AI model output? How do we gain the trust of user? That's where data becomes important, where you can tell, hey, the model is predicting this or the model is suggesting this because of these data attributes. That's when you gain trust of your customers and build or take AI to next level in your companies.
Cool. So what I heard was it data collection? And you talked about driving data democratization through correct transparency and governance and control, and then leveraging it to build AI solutions, but giving that exposure to the customers of how the data has been used.
Right.
Cool. Well, Saigeetha, you are a product manager, so you build products all the time, right? And AI is now embedded in every product. Do you think AI is better served with a platform-centric approach or a product-centric approach?
Yeah, I think it's a handshake between the both, and we have to have a central strategy to ensure with influencing AI into business processes, applications, and platforms. Our aim is to unlock the unprecedented value to our customers. So that should be our aim. And how do we do that consistently, and how do we maintain that life cycle management? I believe it is through the trust, control, and the business readiness by making use of the AI capabilities so that we can harness the full potential of AI, both within the platform and also within the products.
So basically you're saying the platform teams and the product teams needs to have a handshake and then decide which part of the AI comes in the platform and which part becomes part of the business logic.
Correct.
Cool. Good. You know, when we talk about platform engineering, we also in the same sentence sometimes talk about developer experience and DevOps or DevSecOps, and how do we operationalize the platform and the products at scale. And Anand, I know you have a lot of experience in this, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at platform or a platform-centric approach, how do you marry that with operational efficiency and security postures and cybersecurity risks and all that?
Yep. Just to extend this question a little bit, I'll just focus more about the cybersecurity and then come back to the other areas, because that is something probably getting missed, especially while it is an afterthought in many places, wherein once we go into the production, we just bring in a lot of technologies to solve a lot of cybersecurity related issues. I think as part of the platform engineering, it is very, very important that we need to embed cybersecurity as not as an afterthought, as part of the architecture and design phase. That is very important. I think now, I think many organizations are started doing it. I think infrastructure as a code plays a major role in bringing such technologies in the design phase itself. The second major thing that is especially on the platform engineering side is another key element is identity management. Again, it has been always an afterthought, but as part of the design and engineering phase, and then we need to bring in identity and access as part of the platform development itself, wherein a role-based or multi-factor authentication being integrated into the platform, not again an afterthought, right? Classically, we need to follow the principle of minimum access privilege required for any individuals to perform his work is the principle for setting up this identity and access management. That is another thing that we follow and we need to follow, right? The next is on the compliance that you touched upon. There is GDPR, there is DPDP that is coming in. How do you again integrate that into the platform, right? So that the developer doesn't have to think anything else other than developing the code rather than thinking any other extra things, right? So bring in policy as a code is again part of the platform engineering that we can bring in. Then you have the DevOps, and which is now we call it as the DevSecOps, which as part of the release management, you integrate the source code based value, source code security testing as part of the release management. And when you're going before the production, your code is already tested rather than doing it later on. There are other larger technology, other things like some of the AI-based tools that we can bring in to accelerate some of those products that can be integrated into the platform to make this very seamless. We can talk about many products. I'm not going to name the products. Like there are many such projects that have evolved, which has integrated cyber security as part of the platform engineering, right? So that is more from the security side of it. Then there is I think you're from ServiceNow, you know, I mean, the AI ops, role of AI ops that is there, which is really helping the way we operate. It is not about 3-tier, 2-tier architecture that you are talking about. There is data, there is multiple technologies that is getting adopted and integrated into a platform, and managing that and managing the incident, it's not easy, right? And the AI ops integrated with his traditional monitoring and ITSM is playing a major role in transforming the operations and the way we operate, right? So this is my take on.
So cool. So what I heard was infrastructure as a code, policy as a code, and I think you were recommending that security gets built into the platform, whether it's identity and access management, privilege access control, authentication mechanisms, and then once you have all this built in, when you start worrying about operationalizing the platform, look at AI ops and look at other mechanisms so that you make sure that platform is running efficiently.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Thank you very much. Well, this is a common question, but probably the last question before we open it up for the audience. What do's and don'ts would you recommend the audience as they think about building products or building platform or leveraging platform to build their products at scale? So what advice would you give to the audience?
So look platform as a product. I mean, don't think it as a technology thing. I would say look platform as a product and look at it as an internal product. The end customers are going to be your developers or data scientists or business analysts. Okay. So looking platform as a product will enable you to build and derive value out of it. That's first thing I would say.
Cool. So look platform as a product. That's pretty good advice. Thank you. You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to extend with Srinivas that we need to make use or leverage the capabilities of the platform, because we need to visualize the products being integrated within the landscape. So that's important, and also integration is also one of the core aspects. So considering the strengths of the platform, like automating development and operations through AI, and innovative monitoring and predictive maintenance via AI, enhancing security via AI, and also since we are all moving or transforming towards cloud, then resource optimization, which AI models automatically scale up resources on demand. So I would like to recommend investing some time on some of these inbuilt capabilities of platform, so that we can save time to value for developing business applications by leveraging these core values within the platform.
Cool. So what I heard was, what you're saying is leverage the capabilities of the platform that exist and don't try to reinvent the wheel on the product side, right? Take advantage of as much as you can. Cool. Anand?
Yeah. Just to add on, for me, the major thing that we need to take care is what is the business objective for you to adapt a platform. Don't let technology to drive what you want. There are a lot of cool products and technologies, platforms that is coming in. Don't allow that to decide what you want in business. Rather, take the business first approach and then adapt the platform. I think other technologies, I think they explain, but then this is the principle I think we need to follow.
No, that's a very good advice. So basically, don't come up with a solution, then look for a problem to solve. First, understand what problem you're trying to solve.
Exactly, yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Cool. Good. No, thank you very much for those were really great insights. So we'll open it up for audience now to ask any question to the panel. I see a hand there.
Hi, this is Smriti from Bukedia. So my question is, could you share tips for aligning both the product and platform roadmap? You spoke about silos, and quite often we do experience it. So any tips to make it better? And also, how do we accelerate GTM for platform products?
Cool. So what I heard was two parts. Like, how do you align the roadmap of platform and the product?
Yes.
And then how do you take platform as a go-to-market solution, right?
Yeah.
Platforms are usually, they need to be probably at least 2 quarters ahead of the product. Okay, they need to innovate and come with services or solutions where the products can use them. Okay, so it's always platform is ahead of product, and there should be a tight collaboration where, as I said, platform is going to be internal product. So you need to understand what is your customer need, what is the products are going to look at in next 6 months to 1 year. Okay, that's the vision, and that's where the product, the platform, drives the strategy for products. Okay, so you need to collaborate and plan for future things in a with a business first, like we just spoke. Okay, and coming to go-to-market, platforms are usually internal to a company and they're behind the scenes. Okay, so usually platforms do not have a go-to-market strategy. It's more the products will take the platform to outside world. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what I would add is like when you're looking at, and I agree that the platform needs to be a little bit ahead, and it depends on whether it's 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 1 year, depending on your release cycle in your organization, right? But there also needs to be a strong dependency tracking between the product, because when products raise requirements for platforms to fill, right? What's the speed and velocity at which platform can deliver? So there has to be a very tight dependency mapping. From a go-to-market perspective, unless your platform is something that you want to monetize to the external world, then it comes into what APIs you are exposing, how are you monetizing the APIs and interfaces and so. I agree that platforms are typically not monetized, but the products that get built on top of it monetizes that, in taking into consideration the cost of both building and running the platform.
Right, agreed. Thank you very much. Very insightful. Thank you.
There's one at the very back as well.
Hi.
Hello.
I just wanted to understand how do we measure ROI on platform engineering or AI apps? Because we won't be delivering it to end customer, right? Because even enterprise will think about will this investment will help us to grow or scale?
It's a very good question. How do you measure ROI on platform engineering?
I can. See, ROI is not again defined at the platform level, right? It is again, I'll go back to the same statement. What is the business objective that you have carried on, right? And for this business objective, you would have, to achieve a business objective, and you would have put in a plan, business plan, right? And then the platform comes in next, right? Whether you want to go through a platform approach or a product approach, or any other custom development way of it. And I don't think a platform will define an ROI. It is about the business objective that you have set and the business plan. And if you have aligned the right platform to achieve the final goal, I think the ROI takes care of itself. There is no platform-based ROI that we can, unless, like Sumit said, if platform itself is going to be your go-to-market, then there is a different discussion or different way of calculating ROI.
Do you have a contribution?
Yeah. Probably, I mean, the way to look at ROI is not going to be in terms of dollars. It's about how soon your teams are able to deliver the product using the platform. Okay. I mean, if the platform is not enabling you to deliver your product, probably I would look at anywhere from 30 to 40% time reduction for a product to be developed with a platform or without a platform. If you're not able to get that ROI from the platform, there is something missing in the platform. I don't say that you need to discard platform, but there is something missing in the platform. Okay. So ROI should be measured in the terms of time saved for product launch.
Do you have any points? Saigeetha?
Just to add, from the product perspective, I think solving some of the common problems and making sure whatever the feature that is released has a success criteria to measure. So I think that automatically brings ROI to the platform product.
Yeah, I would like to add, like, if you have, like, say, 10 products in your organization, right, would you want to build 10 security infrastructure? You'll want to build 10 logging and monitoring mechanisms. You want to build 10 monitoring and AI ops mechanism. So I think a lot of organizations look at platform as reducing the time spent in building those horizontal capabilities. So that's one. And the second thing that we look at is, I think what Srinivas had earlier mentioned, is like generative AI came into being, right? How many different product teams would you want to spend time on in trying to research which LLM to use, what kind of generative AI infrastructure to put in place, right? So time saved in product teams so that one team is able to go and innovate on behalf of the entire organization. I think that's also a lot of organizations take into consideration when they look at the ROI of the platform.
Got you. So because reason behind this question, I'm from Lights Technology Center. So our organization giving a lot of importance to platform engineering and AI. But my previous experience, so they're not ready to pick up these. They are not seeing much value out of this. That's where I wanted.
Yeah, no, it's a very valid question. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Any other question? Yes.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Balakrishna from Carrier. So I primarily lead the customer experience program, and we use ServiceNow as one of the application. And we have multiple applications integrated into our customer experience platform. But when it comes to AI, right? So each product has their own specific AI content. So anything on the platform side, AI capabilities which we can leverage, so that because ours is a typical HVAC and intelligent climate solutions company, and our warehouses across the world, and it's more like how we provide climate solutions to different customers, right? So how we can leverage AI on the platform side, which is suitable for all the applications within the stack, because we have ERP, Salesforce, ServiceNow, and multiple applications, right? So how to leverage AI capabilities spanning across all the applications within the platform.
Cool. I can go first, and then maybe Srinivas, you are an expert on this as well. So I think the first one is the platform can define what is your data strategy. Where is your data residing? What controls that you have? What level of access that you're going to provide, right? So that's one. The second thing the platform teams can do, or the platform can do for you, is be that single point of interface before you go out to a large language model like an OpenAI or Llama or Gemini and things like that, right? So standardize it so that it doesn't happen that every team is using a very different set of data infrastructure, very different set of large language model infrastructure, etc., right? If you look at 20 years back when cloud just came into the industry, there was a big issue of just, explosion of cloud access in organizations. Every team was just swiping their credit card and buying a virtual machine on the cloud, which led to shadow IT, which led to security vulnerabilities, cost going high, and things like that. If you do not have a central mechanism of driving AI in your organization, you would very soon end up in the same stage that most companies were 20 years back when cloud came in. So you need data, you need LLM access, you need AI governance at a company and a platform level, so each products are not doing that by themselves.
I think that covers pretty well, Sumit.
Okay, thank you.
So maybe building a data lake which is accessible across the platform, and then going with AI capabilities over it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Hi, I do not have a question, but I would like to add something to what the panel was speaking about. I am Ruhi Saida, and I represent Lending Tree. So I'm sure we were talking from, I'm picking up from the last phase of the panel discussion that how do we construct platforms? So I can say that it's mostly like a playbook of platforms, what we are discussing right now. So we are discussing about the ROI and how a company can create a platform. I would want to talk from a user perspective, that what a user would want on a platform. And also I have a very small question, which is actually not a question, but a thought, that how much AI can a common person understand? And are the companies thinking about that while they are integrating that in the platforms? Now we have world-class technologies with us, around us, in our hands. So how are we leveraging that? Right from the insurance platforms where we submit our documents for an insurance claim, Swiggy, Zomato, Myntra, your Ola, Uber, everything is a platform. How easy is it for a user to access? And when we talk about how do we create a platform, as a common user, I would say, create a platform like you would want to use it. Like you are the user, and what do you see? What are the advantages, disadvantages? How easy it is? So that's my 2 cents for a playbook for platform.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I think we probably missed mentioning, but platforms also help drive a very common unified experience layer so that your products don't have to look different, coming from a different company every time you release a new product, right? So because if your expectation when a Swiggy launches something new is that it looks and feels exactly like any other Swiggy previous applications or any other LinkedIn applications or any other Meta applications, right? So driving that common experience layer is also one of the responsibilities of the platform. And I absolutely agree that you don't build software to solve a technical problem, you build software to make sure your customers can use your products in a much better and efficient mechanism. Yes.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I think we are over time. The panel is going to be available post this session as well if you have more questions. Thank you very much for being a great audience. Thank you, Anand. Thank you, Srinivas. And thank you, Saigeetha.